Everybody? It's your man Devious Savant coming to you. Happy Devious Friday to all of you out there. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. I hope everybody is enjoying this wonderful weather. Summer is officially here. It's the beginning of June. Your kids are out of school, which makes commuter traffic in the morning just a little bit lighter. So as you're going to work, it should be a easy situation, easier situation anyway. But we have a lot of things to talk about tonight. I know some of y'all are downtown chilling with Hutch. I know some of y'all are like a little bit all over the place, but all of you ought to come back and watch this video because there are some things that have been going on, slipping under the radar, and not maybe not yours, but mine. Definitely, and we're going to do a little compare and contrast to some situations that's been happening. But before we do that, I want to let everybody know that August 19th, Orange Park, the Orange Park Music Festival, come from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Orange Park, right? Just keep going up Central Avenue until you in Orange, and the park will be on your left if you're coming from downtown. August 19th, it starts at 12 p.m. We go to 9 o'clock. Check my page. There should be a flyer on my page so you can find out who is going to be there. You don't need to know all that information. What I think you need to know is just that it's been absolutely fantastic every year that we've had it, and this year ain't going to be no different. And Sundays, come check us out at Club Elevation. The entertainment complex is what we're calling it now, because Sundays, every Sunday, 4 p.m. to like to 8, depends on what time the band is. How much time they have. But there's a live band every Sunday from 4 p.m. to at least 9 p.m. Usually about 10, 11 is when they try to close it down. But every Sunday, grown folk shit, like for real, you can dance if you want to, or you can not. You can sit and chill and order chicken wings from upstairs because they are the best in New Jersey, is what I was told. So Sundays, Elevation, the 19th, Orange Park. There's a couple of other things going on. We'll get to that another time because we got to start talking about some of these things that are happening. What's up? Just Joy is in the chat room. What's up to my man Stephen LaCasta, my little brother Faith Carter? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Joy, the creative team, we got you, baby. Uh, I was scrolling through articles. First, let me introduce my man. Y'all know him because he's one of the hosts, the regular host right here, my co-host for every second Devious Friday. My man Book Jones right here from the Freedom Team.
You already know what it is. What people.
That's what it is.
Megastar Radio.
Yes, sir. Megastar Radio in the house. We got which one you want to start with first, bro?
You know what? I'm still pondering. I'm still pondering. You know what I'm saying? I'm still pondering what I'm reading here. I'm still gathering the information. So let me do that, right?
Okay. doing. Check out DJ Cuts Fridays, or I know that's something, man. But I will post on my page everything that I love you, Joy. I will post on my page everything that we have going. It's something July 22nd. I believe that's either in Coney Island or Jersey City or something like that. We're going to be doing with DJ Punch and something else. It'll come to me. We'll get to that. But um,
stating that the dude pretty much kept it moving, tried to keep it moving and running the officer over, but the officer managed to get off 2 shots, which ended up striking and ultimately killing the driver. So, in the backdrop of that, they said that it was a couple of grams of methamphetamine and allegedly, and you know, more substantial amount of marijuana in possession and a mysterious liquid that they said they can send to the lab, right? You know what? I mean, it is Washington State. I mean, it is, you know, I mean, it's wrong what happens because, you know, we have people that quote unquote commit terrorist acts, shoot them in the arm, or, you know what I mean? It's a less evasive route. Video game where the stakes is up. You know what I'm saying? And if we all got a price on our head, maybe a pregnant mother is worth 50 points. You know what I'm saying? Wow. You know what I mean? Maybe the top drug dealer or one of his lieutenants or something is worth 2,500. You know what I'm saying? And when are we gonna wake up and realize that it's not a game that they playing with us out here, right? You know, and we should want to rather police ourselves than to be policed by anyone else. They don't respect the terms. They don't respect the code. You know what we go through in terms of, you know, just survival. Period. So, I mean, for that young man, you know, if he was doing the wrong thing, then that's the cost of doing business. And then it's a typical, I fear for my life, he didn't want to stop. I mean, the footage that they tried to show or whatever, you know, it shows a lot of police lights, and as we all know, those are a blaring deterrent. You know what I mean? They're meant to blind you. So in the camera image, you really can't see the whole chain of events. So, you know, for the fact that they have footage that says, and for the fact that they can show some kind of footage with a whole disco scene going on, you know, because if you really, you know, it looks like an F the Police video shoot. If you really want, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they got the strobes going and everything.
Yeah, because Washington State doesn't have body cams or the police officers.
And how convenient is that?
Yeah, they don't require it in the vehicle. And the only video that they have is from one of the a neighborhood security camera on somebody's house. Just happened to catch it and be aimed in that direction. So that's the only way that they even have any footage. And all you see is the cherry tops in the background.
Hey man, shout out to the girl Just Joy, you know what I mean? Words Bomb. We love y'all out there for listening, man. Shout out to GF Radio New York, you know what I mean? It's a good feel up here. But and getting back to the story, listen, we us as inner city people with everything moving in, you know what I'm saying, regentrification and everything else, you know what I'm saying, and population control, because this is just another form of population control. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they got a memo way back in the early 90s that was like, yo, it's on.
Right.
Like due to the fact that, population is this, that, and we're locking them up and not faster than they're multiplying, we need to do something else. And if legal force is deemed necessary, then you have to figure out a Shakespearean way to write your experience out so that it makes sense when you talk to the media. Maybe they released that form like years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, listen to me. Like, I might be onto something because, you know what I'm saying? It seems like all of these police shooters follow one blueprint. You know what I'm saying? And that blueprint be like, I'm afraid for my life.
All of them.
But you got the gun, though. Like, I didn't even produce my gun. You coming to me, gun out, though.
Nobody else has a gun.
You coming to me, gun out.
The guy in this particular article that we're talking about, this young man was college down in
Yeah, he was a college student.
No matter how much drugs he had on him, there was no gun. So why are you fearing for your life? What? I don't get it. How do we do that? How does that happen?
I mean, listen, they know something that we don't know about our own self. You know what I'm saying? And for the fact that they can use that and get away with it with using lethal force is, you know what I'm saying, something that we should be very afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Because not only do they know something about us, they know it to the fact where they can use lethal force repeatedly with impunity, though. Pretty much.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely, right? So, let's not be so caught up in the fact that power is on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Tasha ain't getting none, and Lala getting it all right now. You know what I'm saying? So we had our power review. You feel me? Listen, we definitely need to stay vigilant. You know what I'm saying? We need to stay vigilant and be paying attention because the next round they write might be about you.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like we passed the point of marching at this point. You know what I'm saying? And people don't have as much come together, oomph to come together as they do to make sure that they're okay. So in making sure that you're okay, what I would say is, in making sure that you're okay is making sure that everybody is aware of how dirty these police are. You know what I'm saying? And living your everyday situation as such, if you don't have to come in contact with them, then don't. You know what I mean? Then don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you can handle your problem anyway in the streets or whatever, you know what I mean? And we need to keep it in the waist and punch them in the face. Like, I'm going to just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? We need to bring it back to the land of fair ones. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Where if you get knocked out, you eat that. And you know what I'm saying? Let everybody go to work the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody wake up
yeah, let everybody wake up the next day. You know what I mean? We need to keep it in the waist and punch them in the face. That's what I'm endorsing going forward. You feel me? That's gonna bring the peace back in the hood. You feel me? Right. And that's gonna separate the real from the fake. Yeah. Because there's a lot of cats that's talking real strong and they can't throw their hands for nothing.
But I want to make a comparison real quick. I meant to shoot this to you, and my apologies for not getting to you.
Right.
But there's another article that I happened to come across. What's up, Art? What's up, John? Much love, Crystal, my girl, Steven. Steven's not my girl. Crystal is my girl. Steven is my dude. Just so I clear that up. But there's a woman in South Carolina who had on an orange T-Rex costume walking down the street. She came upon a horse-drawn carriage and thought it would be funny, I guess, to growl at the horses like she was the T-Rex. They have brought her up on charges for scaring the horses. Y'all hear me? Are y'all with me on this? Are y'all with me on this? This woman in South Carolina scared horses with a T-Rex costume, growled at them, and they had her turn herself into the police the very next day. Now, Washington, they shoot this man who has no gun. Whether he was committing a crime or not, let's just say he was wrong as 3 left shooters. But he didn't produce, they didn't produce a weapon.
Well,
this woman.
Well, the vehicle was the weapon.
Oh, the vehicle is the weapon?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I told you I watch a lot of cops.
That's what they're gonna say. That's what they're gonna say. Not that they didn't hit his car first with their vehicle, but right. So yeah, this woman is now facing charges because she scared a horse. She didn't beat the horse. She didn't Michael Vick the horse. Or none of that. None of that happened with this horse. All it is she growled at the horse. The horse got scared. Now she has to face the music. She has charges against her.
I mean, Americans are ragged. Back in the 80s, they used to give tickets to homeless people, like people, like bums in the street. Like when the crack era got bad, that's when they decided to let them go. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they used to give tickets to vagrants in the street. They used to be like, for vagrants, you're gonna get a ticket or summons or fine or this or that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't strike me that she's getting ticketed for petty crime. Because, you know what I'm saying? We living in the land of the petty. You know what I'm saying? We living in the land of the petty. Y'all call it the land of the free, you know what I'm saying? But it's real petty how our government works. You know what I'm saying?
And at what point do we get mad enough to make sure that this type of stuff stops happening? At what point? I'm talking to anybody who's my complexion or, 3 shades dark or light in any direction. When are we going to be mad enough? Because like you said earlier, the time for marching is over.
Yeah, the time for marching.
Sitting in, demonstrating, and picketing, fuck out of here.
I mean, for me, like I'm gonna keep stressing, urban entrenchment. Like I'm gonna keep talking about it. I'm gonna keep telling people it's about making your network, your family, your immediate circle of people aware of certain things to come. Make sure that it's your job and your duty to your responsibility to make sure that your immediate circle has what y'all need to make it to the rally point. Because everybody's not gonna make it, but the most prepared people will. You know what I'm saying? And it's our duty to know better, to do better, and to make sure that we have everything we need in order to make it to the rally point. And it's about finding those like-minded people, you know what I'm saying, in your circle and abroad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the information is going to change so rapidly to get to the rally point that in the 11th hour, a lot of us is not going to be there.
And there's a whole bunch that we're going to have to leave behind intentionally. For real. Now, I just want to show y'all this real quick. For those of you out there on GS Radio, those of you out there on Ustream, is this coming up?
Yeah.
Okay. Federal employee at the post office gets mad at one of his coworkers, takes a piece of rope, fashions a noose out of it, and leaves it on his desk.
I mean, why is this? What I'm saying is, why is this shocking to people?
It's not shocking.
Like,
It's what it is this shouldn't. Nobody should be this fucking comfortable.
Yeah, and that's we shouldn't be. We still shouldn't be talking like about these kind of stories because these stories do exist. And if we see them in black and white, it's just a reiterance. It's all it is. It's just reaffirming that racism is alive and well, and you know, don't be so worried about the Puerto Rican princess and Stevie J's bus and all this other nonsense that y'all be wanting to watch on TV. Don't be worried about claws and this and that. You feel me? You know, have your nails done. That's all you need. Live your life, but be smart. Realize that these things exist. Realize how much you have to galvanize your own self and your family and be able to live in a different way. So like, even if you have family members that you don't agree with, you know what I'm saying? You have to agree to disagree and move on, and y'all can help each other out. You see what I'm saying? If y'all can help each other out, you feel me? Even, you know, to the point where you're gonna have to deal with somebody that you don't like eventually in these times coming. Yeah, you're gonna need your enemy. So you're gonna have to figure out smarter ways to deal in this lifetime that's ahead, because they forcing us that way. You know what I'm saying? And us as black people need to realize that they're taking out all the fairness. They're not playing fair. They're not playing fair with the food that they feed us. They're not playing fair with the clothes that they make. They're not playing fair with the food that we eat. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. The music we listening to, nothing. You know what I'm saying? What we watching, the imagery is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up on Schoolhouse Rock.
Very informative.
You feel me? Where they had cartoons teaching you about legislation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You did?
Right.
Like these kids don't really have that. They have descendants, and that's descendants of even Walt Disney. They got a thing called descendants, and that's all the evil people kids, all the villains in Walt Disney. They kids is now villains and this and that. Like, yo, come on, man. What? Listen, and you know, I mean, anything almost to keep the kids occupied, right? So you let them watch certain stuff. Oh, this is Disney Channel and this and that. But when you sit down and watch the Dianetics, you know what I'm saying? And I'm probably do a breakdown of like these kids shows real quick, and what, you know what I'm saying? Like what they really be doing to our kids under the fluff, right? But you know, right about now, us as urban African Americans right now, African Americans worldwide, period. You know what I'm saying? Even in law enforcement, because in the 11th hour, best believe you're gonna have to turn in your guns. In the 11th hour, they are not gonna let black police officers be themselves. They're gonna throw you in the cage with us. So know the facts, man. Know the facts, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get real with the story. You know what I'm saying? You got Jay-Z telling millions of people that Al Sharpton and Bill Cosby can't do nothing for him because they take his selfies. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know what I mean?
Really? I haven't listened to it.
Listen, he just had Al Sharpton just had a response to the lyric in the new Jay-Z album. You know what I'm saying? Because Jay-Z was like, you know, Al Sharpton and Bill Cosby, what they gonna do for you? Al Sharpton taking selfies.
What that got to do? I don't understand.
Listen, and that's what I want to know. But you know, rap is out of control. The music that we listening to is out of control. You know what I'm saying? They killing brothers that want to put forth a real message every trip. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Prodigy. You feel me? I was trying to get him on the New Music Monday show or Freedom Wednesday show. You know what I mean? But we love you out there, boy. You feel me? Listen.
Let me just interject real quick and we go right back to it. Hey, because I need y'all to know how the audacity. This is what I want you to get with. This is what I want everybody to get with, is the audacity. The noose, that wasn't the first one found this year. They found a noose hanging from a lamppost outside the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. And also in Washington, D.C. on May 31st, I was just down there around this time. Lying on the floor inside the National Museum of African American History and Culture. A week earlier, there was another hanging from a tree in the Hirshhorn Museum.
Make America great again.
They walked into the new museum for African Americans in Washington, D.C. and leave a noose.
They want to make America great again.
At what point do we get to, because you know what, not for nothing, but I'm messed up when it comes to people's names. People's Organization for Progress, Larry Ham was out there. He's out there every week, every other week, downtown by the court building and stuff. Always out there with the organization protesting. It's usually no more than 10 people. Where's everybody? Because he's fighting for our rights. He's fighting to bring things to fruition for us. Why aren't we out there? And shout out to my girl Angie, because she went out and I felt bad. I was at a party. She sent a message on Instagram and showed that she was down there with Larry. She said, "This way I'm spending my Saturday." When do we get tired? Everybody who got a kid should be down. Everybody who got a kid should be down. Because what are you leaving for them? They haven't taught you how to leave generational wealth. A lot of us aren't even into that concept. So what are you really leaving? Are you leaving your debt for your children? But in addition to the debt that you're gonna leave your children, are you leaving more social problems? Are you leaving the world worse than how you came into it? At what point do we get fed up? At what point? I'm really curious. I'm really, really curious. At what point do we get fed up? Hey, Darry. What point?
Because the contribution to society is important, and I feel it. I definitely believe in that.
Believe something about the Jewish folks or the Chambers, Art Jackson said. Chumps, America, KKKA, America. Yeah, that's what it is.
But,
we can no longer, there's nobody that we can blame.
But these things shouldn't shock you.
No, they're not.
They shouldn't shock us. You know what I mean? We need to know that these things never died. We need to know that these things always existed. We need to know that the stories that we unveil and that we talk about on this platform or Megga Starr Radio or whatever, all of these things, they existed right now. What I'm talking about right now, me myself, you feel me, is evolution in the way that us inner city black folk think. You know what I'm saying? Like, if enough is enough, then enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? If enough is enough, then enough is enough. And you need to have the heart to be able to go to the brothers that's on the corner and be like, yo, y'all gotta chill for today. Like it's Mother's Day, dog.
Right. There's your mother.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's Mother's Day, dog. Like, let's get it together. Like, what are we doing? Like, you really gonna be where your mom's at? You can't go see your kids' moms or something. Like, do something. But don't be here. Or don't be here like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, shout-outs to the average person that's not afraid to tell a young man when he see him, be a man or woman. When you see these young men out here with their pants sagging, shout-outs to everybody that tells them young brothers to pull their pants up. Like, yo, because on some real life, I see the young boys, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with telling them to pull their pants up, because I'm not trying to see, you know what I mean, they man cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what's up. You feel me? And we need to have these young brothers under a standard, because on some real life, that's back in the day, in the 50s and the 60s, when the young boys was getting beside themselves or whatever, was trying to wear their clothes on some slackness or whatever, the older heads would grab them by the back of their pants and pull their pants up. And that's how wedgies got formed. You feel me? It was a code of ethics that we used to operate with back in the day. Like the whole drug street thing was a grooming process. It wasn't just here a pack. You needed to know that this young man was going to stand up for himself. Because if he couldn't stand up for himself, how is he going to stand up for your product or what you need him to do? Right. So it was a grooming process. It was a trust factor that was earned by young men that was getting schooled in the game back in the day. As to where right now there is none. It's a jungle out here, and it's for real. Yeah. But us as black people shouldn't be fazed by overt acts of racism. You know what I'm saying? Because the covert acts of racism is what keep us stagnant every day. That's what keep us from earning top dollar. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps the average, you know what I'm saying, multimedia entity of African American descent that have to claw and fight their way to the top or to get notoriety. That's what keeps us there. It's not no mystery.
Like when Bill Cosby wanted to buy NBC.
You know what I'm saying? It's not no mystery. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to look at, you know what I mean? Yeah, he drugged 50 women or whatever that number they want to put on him. But the women, they knew what he was about because Hollywood they talk. But they said, Joe, if you make it through the process, your life will never be the same. And all of those chicks, whether they squandered it or not, there's somebody. And whatever they chose to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's no mystery why they want to take him down. They're taking him down is, you know what I'm saying, you don't want the greatest known father in America to be a black man. He was Huxtable.
Right.
That was good with everybody. He had white friends, Spanish friends, Asian friends, all on the show, and everybody's professional, and they kids play together. Who don't want that?
And for all these people who do believe that, you know, Dr. Cosby did do that, this is what I'm looking at right here. Felicia Rashad spoke out in favor. They haven't worked together in 20 decades. Right. 2-3 decades, right, by now. She's a woman of integrity. I think we all can agree on that. And I don't think she would place her integrity on the line for this. I don't think she would. I think she would stand up and say, if you wrong, you wrong.
Right.
But she did. She didn't stay silent. So who do you want to believe? And you have to ask yourself questions like, why? Check out the philanthropy of Dr. Cosby and his wife, Dr. Cosby.
Exactly. I believe that if you kill a person's name, they're as good as dead.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
What they were doing.
And this is a blatant attempt for them to kill, you know what I'm saying, his name. You know what I mean?
Wait, 30 years to do this.
Yeah, because check his catalog. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of informational programming in his catalog. Like, you know what I'm saying? People mistake this man or want to bring him in a snapshot all because of an idiot comedian making a dumb joke that people, you know what I'm saying, even if Hollywood knew, you know what I'm saying, white money made Bill Cosby famous. But when he tried to use the white money to inspire and empower pretty much everybody, because they got a lot of people that wanted to watch the Cosby Show too. Yeah. It just so happened that it wasn't per se about them solely. But they wanted to watch it too because good TV is good TV. And by then they done took off Family Ties. He beat them.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
By then it wasn't no Falcon Crest.
Mm-hmm.
You
George
feel
and
me?
Weezy had already moved on out.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Florida
he
and
was the
James. James was dead. Florida had moved on.
Damn.
Right. So he came in and swept everybody Thursday night at 8 o'clock. You were there.
And moreover, you know what I'm saying, his second show spawned off and made it cool for black kids to go to college. So how real is that?
Right.
How real is that? You spawn a whole nother show off, and it's about black kids going to college, and that become a hit too.
Yeah.
That was a runaway train right there.
He gave you the recipe.
Exactly. That was a runaway train right there. They couldn't do nothing with it.
What are you gonna do? What can you do after that? He gave you the recipe. There's the village that raises the child, and then what does the child do? Go on to the next village. Start forming their own family, their own ties, their own, get their own information.
And killed the set because he still was coming to the campus, had Mom Dukes coming to the campus, had some of the campus kids coming to check on Denise when she got kicked out and all that. Like, listen, man, you know what I'm saying? Even when she went off and did her own wild stuff that he told her not to do, he still made a way for her to eat. You feel me? And he told her, yo, don't do that. Yo, you a Cosby kid. You know what I mean? You want to be on screen touching yourself, it's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? And he told her, but she went off and, you know what I mean, was feeling her independence or whatever, and he still made a way for her to eat. because you still see some episodes. I just saw the one with them listening to the Martin Luther King speech like a week or two ago. You know what I'm saying? Where they was listening to the Martin Luther King speech in the living room, where they was fighting over the sweater. You know what I mean? Word is born. Hey man, and I ain't gonna front. I wanted the Gordon Gartrell.
Everybody wanted the Gordon Gartrell.
I wanted that.
Everybody wanted the Gordon
Gartrell.
Gartrell. Either that or the Coochie sweaters that he used to rock.
Listen, he had the real hot, man. Them sweaters used to be funky loud.
Before Biggie.
Word is born.
Before Biggie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every scene, every freaking Cosby show, he had on the new Coochie.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, listen. As they attempt to, you know what I'm saying, chip away at the nose of black culture as we know it, because that's really what it is. It's a blatant attempt to chip away at the nose of black culture. You know what I'm saying? Because he's one of our sphinxes in our garden of you know what I'm saying, entertainers, and you know what I mean, like you know, it's definitely one of those things where, you know, it's a blatant attempt to pillage our culture in these modern times. Like all of these deaths of these artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a blatant attempt to chip away at, you know what I'm saying, our history, what we know of, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they want to just basically reface how we do, you know what I'm saying, the culture in the hood, because I keep telling you. You know what I'm saying? They changed them Adidas track sweatpants for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't find a pair of straight leg Adidas track pants to save my life. Just to, you know what I mean? You know, I want to go to an 80s party or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, they look fine and everything. I just think they were chicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I went to the store the other day, you know what I mean? The little girl was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? These new track pants. And I was like, yo, but like, why they hugging? You know what I'm saying? Like, why they hugging like that? You feel me? Like, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel natural. I ain't feel 86 when I dropped them, when I tried them on. You feel me? Like, you supposed to feel like 86. You feel me? Like, you know, you're supposed to want to put the shell toes on, the Kango, and walk out and have the clothes that you wore in the store in the bag. I was like, nah, I'm gonna put my pants. You can have this, and they $100 too. Listen, I don't want to pay $100 to expose, you know, everything that the lady should be looking at later. You feel me? So, you know, I mean, we need to really wake up right now and don't let stories about the latest police killing, you know, get us all riled up. Don't, you know, because real talk, we don't watch a modern day bull ride when they choked out Eric Garner. That was a modern day human bull ride. Like, he, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let me ride this black bull until he chokes out. That was 3,500 points. Because not only did we not take it to the extreme that we were supposed to, that man got a desk job that's paying him more to be at the desk than on the street. Yeah, I will. So stay focused out here. Urban entrenchment, it's about teaching, you know what I'm saying, your family how to live a little bit differently. Really letting them recognize the signs so they can maneuver a little bit better. It's about having certain things in certain places, so when it all boils down, everybody know where to meet up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know where, you know what I'm saying, you standing your ground at to get to the next point. Because like I said, the information is going to change at the 11th hour. And if you don't have your ultimate squad with you, that's going to take you to the next phase. You know what I'm saying? You will be hit. You feel me? They had on before you get into yours, right? They had on channel 7 news, like prime time, like 5 o'clock. This was like about like 4 months ago. I believe we had mentioned it on Freedom Monday, but they had how to escape Manhattan if an extinction level event happens. Like where to go, the boats that's gonna be waiting for a certain amount of people, and only those certain amount of people if something happens. Like let's say a zombie outbreak happens in Manhattan. We're just gonna use a hypothetical real scenario that's gonna be at play in a minute, right? They had like, I'm not gonna guess on the number. I'm not gonna speculate on the number of boats because it was a while ago. You know what I'm saying? But each one of the boats probably hold approximately 150. So they're only expecting to bring about 3,000 people off of Manhattan intact. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had where the boats are gonna be leaving from and all this old nonsense. But this was on the 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, because you know, they ain't play this at 11. They didn't play this at 11 because I was looking for the extensive report at 11 o'clock.
No extensive report.
No extensive report. Nor no follow-up from no other medium about that. You know, like I'm wondering if people is watching. You know what I'm saying, when they say you know, they're running disaster drills at MetLife Stadium. You know what I'm saying? They running evacuation drills at MetLife Stadium and figuring out how they can set up triage, and FEMA and Homeland Security is running drills in the metropolitan area, so traffic is gonna get a little crazy. I wonder if people is really listening to that. You know what I'm saying? But you worried about Iggy Azalea Butt and that new outfit she had on. You feel me? Like pop culture too, but you gotta know what's important. Us as black people especially, because we can't expect for any other nationality to want to tell us.
At all.
Nobody likes us. Nobody.
At all.
When are we gonna get it in our head that nobody likes us? They like, yo, we gave you a Starbucks where you live at. Why you coming to South Orange to Starbucks? We don't want you here.
Now, this is the challenge that I would issue to, you know, those of you who like to remain entertainment savvy with all the goings on of the stars. For everything you look up, when you look up, what's the girl who had a pussy on the one display with the short blonde hair?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Right. Every time you see one of those, go look up whatever bills are on the floor to be passed. Every time you look up your favorite Beyonce, when you're trying to find out the name of the twins, or whatever, just do a random search about new legislation. This is from June 24th. Appeals court allows worst anti-LGBTQ law ever to go into effect in Mississippi. This is called HB 1523, and is protecting the freedom of conscience from the Government Discrimination Act. Basically, what that means is, in Mississippi, if somebody thinks you are a faggot or a dyke, they can refuse service to you.
Ooh. On perception.
On perception, because my religious beliefs allow me to discern who I will do business with. Think about this. You're dying, you call an ambulance. Ambulance comes. Oh, I'm not taking you. Now, even if you don't if you don't care about this at all, know this. This is not going to be where this stays. It's not going to just be in Mississippi, and it won't just be for LGBTQI whatever
That's
people
right.
after a minute.
That's right.
Because next thing you know, they'll be saying, I don't want to serve niggas.
That's right. That'd be the first thing they say. That'd be the first thing they say.
We're going to start with the fags and the dykes, and we go into the niggas next, and then we'll get to the spinks and the chinks. We'll get to them a little bit later. That legislation is not going to stay there. Know that. Did you know about it? No. Did you see it on the news? All these people who like to say, well, I watch the news. No. No. You know why? Because they're expendable. They start with a population that's expendable in everybody's mind. Just like we were just where Brooke Jers just said, nobody likes black people, nobody likes homosexuals at all. There's not one culture that condones it fully in this hemisphere anyway. That's another show. Nobody. So let's start with a bunch of people that we can throw away. We're gonna run this test and let's see what happens. Because then we'll know if we can step it up. Hey, Bathsheba. Then we'll know if we can step it up.
And you know, the people, the weapon that we up against, you know what I'm saying, realize that they have nothing but time. Like they get paid, or their lifestyle is financed just to think of new things to decrease population, rob humanity of brilliant minds. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, these entertainment killings, anytime you hear like a celebrity die and they can't really figure out an autopsy and this and that, and they don't really know what's going on. It's a silencing of voices. You know what I'm saying? It's a silencing of voices for me, and we need to stay definitely focused on the fact that, a lot of our kids is missing, a lot of our young men and women of African descent is missing out here in the inner city streets. If you've seen the movie Get Out, you know what I'm saying, that has a large part to do with it.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Because average people that go to work every day and then all of a sudden you don't see them no more, and you don't know where they at. And but this brother or sister come home from work and live their life. They might go party and hang out with friends, but all of a sudden they just disappeared, or it's a mysterious hit and run and they just left for dead and this and that. Hey, listen, it's organ trafficking is real, human trafficking is real. You know what I mean? They call it getting Shanghai. You know what I mean? It's definitely real. Our young babies, we need to hold on to them and stay close to them. You know what I mean? We need to stay focused and stay close to them.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely, man, we need to galvanize our families, man, and start shopping differently. You know what I'm saying? Let's start shopping for tomorrow instead of shopping for today. Like, let's have enough for today, but really put away for that rainy day, because it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's coming. It's coming. You know what I mean? And it can't be everybody else and not us.
Wake up. You made me think of something when you were talking about they were running the drills on, how to get out of Manhattan in case some epidemic happens and, they have to get out of there. Let me look at the date on this. This was 2015. I remember reading this and I was like, oh my God. July 27, 2015, Elon Musk, Stephen Hawking, they call for a ban on artificially intelligent weapons. They actually wrote politicians. Now, if you don't know who Elon Musk is, he's the guy who invented Tesla, and he's trying to get shorten the way that we travel, to expand it in ways that the Jetsons. He's trying to take us there. Stephen Hawking, if you don't know who he is, mathematician, brilliant. But he has a musculoskeletal disease that keeps him from, being mobile for the most part. So he's bound in a wheelchair. But he's still brilliant. Him and Elon Musk got together. They looked at the way technology is progressing in this century alone. And they said that artificially smart weapons are going to be detrimental to us. They felt it necessary to pen that letter. What does that say to you?
You're not smarter than the computer.
I was like, yo, my man, like, you gotta pay attention to what these people are doing is what I'm saying. That's the point of all of this conversation. That's the point of me looking at this stuff, because people are it seems very systematic to me. It seems quite systematic, the way that everything is coming towards people, the way everything is happening. It's symptomatic. It's systematic. It is a symptom of a whole bunch of other stuff, but it's systematic. It's a systematic situation, and we can't combat it if we don't know what it is.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? For me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a person not dealing with raw fights, right? You know what I'm saying? It's either I'm gonna shoot the dice or I'm not. You know what I mean? It's either I'm gonna fight you or I'm not. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
If I'm gonna take an L, I already know that I'm gonna take an L.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good with it. So it's one of those things, like, if young brothers in the street or brothers in the street, they say something suggestive in their slang or whatever like that, they always use the term no homo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, that's like you have to affirm something to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you that self-conscious that you really have to say that? You know what I'm saying? Like if you know, you can say, let me correct myself, or you know what I mean.
Right. But it's,
You feel me? They be like, no homo. So like, why would you necessarily have to say that if that's not your tendency, or if that's not on your mind, or you know what I'm saying, or if you're not comfortable with if you comfortable with who you are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that's like a real dumbed down way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So in me saying that, I'm gonna say this. The real approach to it is that ultimately we're gonna have to destroy ourselves in order to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Life as we know it has to be destroyed. It's too much too fast, and not enough new life is happening. Not enough new positive life is happening.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in order for us to be better, everybody, humanity period, we have to destroy ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Life as we know it has to be destroyed, because life as I'm looking at a picture of the projects. You know what I'm saying? You don't think life was bad then? You don't think life was hard then? You know what I'm saying? You don't think that, you know, you don't think that, you know, them people want change just like how we still want change right now? Of course they do. Of course they do. You know what I'm saying? But we still suffering. We still struggle. And this is across the board. Economically, you know what I'm saying? Educationally. You know what I mean? You know, and all of it is intentional, yes. But when do we realize that as a people, and realize that, you know what I'm saying, if you're not gonna take the extra effort to be a parent and with your kid at home, make sure they do their homework and whatever, and you trust them that you beat them enough that they're gonna do their homework without you having to tell them, you know what I'm saying? You're wrong. Without you having to stay on top of them, you're wrong. If you're gonna ignore the fact that your kid is not college material but force him to go anyway, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Some kids is just set up to graduate high school and then live life. It's up to us to know our kids in that way. You know what I'm saying? So we can push them forward in a different way, because it's not like they don't want to move forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if we're not pushing them in a different way because we know our kid and we know what they're capable of and their talent and this and that, if we don't nurture that from little, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If we don't nurture that, then we shouldn't expect to get that. You know what I'm saying? And we need to realize that it's only, you know what I mean? It's a lot of traumatic events that make special people who they are. Some people is just born special, but a lot of traumatic experiences make people who they are. You know what I mean? That's how people be having a story to tell.
Right, because there's no testimony without a test.
You feel me? So, you know, we need to start knowing that. We need to start living and thinking in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And recognize the signs of what's going on.
And that's the part, you know, and like I say, and I've said this many times before, and I hope, hey, what's up, Starr? What's up, Yasin? Bathsheba. All right, much love to y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. You can call in right now. Bathsheba, I put the phone number in there. 973-900
6453.
64. Oh, it's 6453. I might have put that wrong in the situation. Hey, what's up, Praise and News? But what I've said before, and it goes back to what the person was just saying. You have to know, first of all, you need to know who you are. You might not be fit for certain things, you might be fit for other things. I know where I'm good at. This is what I'm good at, right here. So I can bring it to anybody else. That's what I'm good at, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing. And I say that to say, find out where you can work in the community to do that, to help out.
Because all talent is needed.
Exactly. All positions are open. All positions are open. You can be whatever you want to be in the community. There's nothing to wait for. There is no line. There's no interview. Just do it. But it has to be done. It really has to be done. I'm so glad she's in there. Is a teacher. And I have to tell her sometimes, look, I don't want to hear about your kids. Because I want to go over there and like, what? But it's not the kids. She always tells me, she said, it's not the kids' fault, it's the parents. But the parents aren't doing what they need, or the parents are making the kids the adult. Mm-hmm. You have to find out what you're good at, and nobody is exempt from this. Particularly if you have kids and you brought kids into this situation, listen. You got double duty. You responsible for what you doing and what that kid is doing. The education system has failed. Make it, like you said, making kids go to school particularly for the stuff that they have in school. It's an exercise in futility. And that's why these kids are frustrated. They realize that there's nothing gonna come of this. I don't need it.
Yeah, because, truth be told, you know what I'm saying?
Why
Like,
people be starving?
people are not really recognizing the fact that, okay, this dude, Donald Trump, is like the world's biggest dominator, right? Okay, so he puts forth a Muslim ban and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody is trying to move technology forward. But the advancement are in Eastern countries where the Muslims are. You know what I'm saying? So he's conflicted because a lot of those tech companies in California and Silicon Valley, a lot of I don't want to disrespect nobody or whatever like that, but I'm gonna say the Patels. A lot of those companies over there in California are full of Patels. You know what I'm saying? Indian people of Eastern descent. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
So, he's because you want to ban visas and this and that, but those tech people gotta come over. Those tech people gotta come over. They gotta come over because they have to work on these apps. They have things that they have to work on. They have things that y'all need them to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how you banning everybody and you want to ban them and their family too? How you think that's on? What you think they gonna do? They gonna come over here and work for free and then their family can't come or they can't have their wife over here while they working and this and that? So now if said wife might be, an extreme radical, which you don't know because her husband works in tech. You feel me? It's a catch-22. But at the same time, America shoots itself in the foot because we not training our kids for the jobs of tomorrow. Across the board, not only black kids, period. American kids are not being trained for the jobs of tomorrow. And we need to fix that because the jobs of tomorrow are in technology. And we're not training them. We don't have wood shop. We don't have ink. We don't have architecture or drafting class. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in art school, they just say, oh, paint a picture of a vase. This bowl of fruit. Love it. You know what I'm saying? They don't say, write the scale of this building and the appointment plans and this and that and let them be the spec. And whatever you want to change and tweak it and make it better or add on another wing or let me see your work. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how you're gonna make a new type of building that defies all creative management. You know what I'm saying? And they have our kids attached to the hip by a test. They have them with a ball and chain to the park test. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids are teaching to a test. So we're teaching moments, the one-on-one connection with a said child. Where can the teacher differentiate your child from the next child? So maybe she can come to you and give you as the parent individualized help that you need. You feel me? Why are we not across the board, not only black, we talking about America's kids, period. You know what I'm saying? And if we want to speak equivocally for us, then so be it, fine. Why are we as black parents not advocating that our kids get some kind of comprehensive literacy, some type of comprehensive program that the Eastern kids have? You know what I'm saying? Why are they coming over and their math is different than ours? Why are they reaching it in a more efficient way? Why is it such a disconnect? Other than language level or human feeling and personal ability to be human in attachment, it shouldn't be too much separating kids from abroad. I mean, the internet has done its part in bringing kids closer and whatever, yada yada. But you know what I'm saying? Where is where, you know what I'm saying, our kids could be in America and take international classes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you could take real Latin from somebody in Spain. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got all of this technology and whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? We getting teachers from a small school of fish. You know what I'm saying? And half of the fish want to dummy up the kids because that's, you know what I'm saying? They don't look like them. You know what I'm saying? And then the ones that do like them don't come from the same background makeup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of foreign substances that fill in for the teaching, you know what I'm saying, of African descent. And we're not downplaying it, but the disconnect is there.
Already.
The disconnect is there because we're not connected to who looks like us abroad. They killed that for us in the 60s and the 70s. That made it easy for them to bring in crack and everything else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Black Power movement was worldwide. Marcus Garvey had millions of people organized worldwide without social media. Because he made them believe in the one thing that was in common.
Right.
Believe in who looks like you.
And we have fell for it.
And we have fell for the greatest okie doke. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's bigger thinking and problems that we need to tackle other than a new museum that we knew was gonna be there anyway. We knew that was only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? We knew that was only a matter of time. And in a minute, we might have to share said museum with the Mexican American heritage and this and that. Because best believe that boulder is about to roll down the hill of life on black people too. You feel me? Like I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? We built the country, and now Mexican brothers, and I don't know disrespect to the Mexican brothers, but they replacing us on the work site.
On many work sites.
On many a work site, like, you need to recognize the signs. Where we actually have to literally beg, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had a protest in Newark like a few years ago for construction for any contractors that was building in the city of Newark to allow African American brothers to be on the site. Why should we have to do that?
We had to take it in the book about it.
Like that should be number one. Like, we know whoever got they immediate fill of people. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do what they do. They're gonna make sure their family eat as they should. But you have to cater to the demographic in which you're doing work.
No, but they want to.
No, and then again, you don't have to, and that's their theory about it.
Change the demographic.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and listen, that's going to change on its own anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're not putting our kids on the playing field that they should be. You know what I'm saying? We not putting our kids on the playing field that they should be. And also, I mean, at the end of the day, where do we think that it's gonna go? None of these stories should shock us because we're going in the direction. We're going in the direction that they already predicted. They already predicted this. Like I said, they got people that only do this to think of what's next.
Right.
What's next to keep them from coming up? You know, it's to the point where, you know what I'm saying, we're not coming out as fast, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, not only are we not coming out as fast, we're not coming out as fast, and the ones that coming out is not true. Because the moral fabric is different. It's hard. It's hard. Can we get it back? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, with programming like this, on Church Radio, you know what I'm saying? Megga Starr Radio, you know, there is no excuse because you have people that's inspiring you to think better.
Everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And this is not just a white, black thing. You know what I'm saying? This is like a human thing. This is a human thing. And believe it, like, life as we know it is not going to be as we know. And us over here in America need to stop being naive and think that it's not going to happen to us. It's going to happen to us. What I'm talking about with urban entrenchment is being prepared for when it happens to us.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Because when it was going down in Ferguson, you know what I mean, and it was launching tear gas and everything else, them brothers ain't know what to do until them kids in Israel was on their social media like, yo, wet your face, wet your towel, do what you know what I'm saying, tie your stuff up like this because they live that.
Every day.
We don't live that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's a different disconnect. But humanity is the thing that binds us all. So they felt the need to say, yo, they uprising over there for a cause, yeah. Let's know how, you know what I'm saying? Whoever did that, shout outs to y'all. Because we really didn't know. Them brothers didn't know. But I hope everybody that was watching that little clip on TV. Was watching that little clip on TV where they were saying them brothers from Israel was sending them information on how to counteract the riot police, because we don't know that, we don't live that, but they do. You see what I'm saying? And we need to stop being naive over here. We need to stop being naive over here. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop letting material possessions rule our every day.
And stop letting insignificant shit divide you from your neighbors. Your skin color, who's fat, who's skinny, who got this, who has that, your economic status, your kids, who got light eyes, who cares? You believe the same way and you're gonna die. That's the bottom line. And if anybody, like I said, 3 shades up or 3 shades down, we there, we family, we gotta help each other.
I see somebody that says, you know, that black people in the U.S. are conditioned to stay away from learning military science. You know what? I don't believe that it's much of a conditioning as to where nobody can stop you from learning what you want to learn.
Yeah, but you first have to know.
Because knowledge is everything.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And you have to be into that. What I'm talking about is an attack on it in totality. An attack on it in totality is to its root level as to where, why is charter school curriculum different than public school curriculum?
Right.
Why is it charter school, you know what I'm saying, curriculum deemed more challenging than public school curriculum? You know what I mean? And there's a lot of stipulations in that because, you know, charter schools say, oh, we get, we don't want to accept public school rejects, this and that, they just want the cream of the crop. So it's like a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of, what's that 3-card shell thing where you want to find the peanut under the shell? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that going on. But what I'm talking about really is sense beyond sense, and it's the mass is gonna believe in that. If the charter school curriculum and how they do their thing is more stringent and it puts our kids through its paces and it's more deemed more better than public school, then why wouldn't we want that to be implemented? We want the best education for our children.
Exactly.
Straight up across the board. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it different tiers of healthcare in America? You know what I'm saying? When other places around the world have universal health care. Like, if you need radiation, you're gonna get radiation. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you know, like why is that? What's the hocus pocus and the 3-card Monty with everything that America do? And that's what I'm saying with us as black people. When are we gonna realize that it's one big 3-card Monty trick for us? And they'll be like, yo, the nut is here. And when you go there, is, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll tell you, oh, life and liberty is in a good education. But they got millions of young brothers and sisters that graduated college, master's degree, physics, astronaut. You can throw a rock with your mind and all that. You got all those degrees, but you can't get a job no place.
Right.
You feel me?
Let me, because we gotta listen. we could do this all night.
Word up.
But it's just something I wanted to just throw out there in regard to, and I like to say my people. I like to say my people. Please, what I need to do is study native resistance. Charter school curriculum is not superior. They toss anyone who is a threat to their test scores. When are poor people going to stop espousing the idea that education is useless? It's not that it's useless. They're teaching us the wrong thing.
Nobody said that it was useless.
It's not useless.
What we're saying is that they're holding the sword in the wrong way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got smart kids, but just put them in the playing field that affects tomorrow.
Exactly. We have to pay attention because everything isn't for everybody. That's the one thing. But the other thing, I don't know. But maybe we'll have you here and we'll talk about that. But the thing that I want to say is that we as a community Our focus is off. And the media, entertainment, just know that every media outlet, all the major media outlets in the world are owned by like 6 people. That's all your Starr Ledgers, that's all your New York Times, that's all your television stations, all your radio stations, all of them are owned by a handful of people. So you don't think that there's an agenda in that? The problem is that we let their agenda, we allow their agenda in. We keep feeding into it. All of the stuff that they put on, the basketball wives of this and the housewives of that, and all of this, and for entertainment value, I'm not telling you don't watch it. If you watch it and it's funny, okay, fine. But don't let that be what feeds your spirit when it comes to information. That's not the design to look at if you want to find out how to behave when it comes to the community. When you're sitting with your girls, the thought of taking a wine glass and throwing it in her face should not come across your mind. Who slept with whose husband and all the rest of this and that. We have to be better with with stuff like that. Stop fucking your sister's man. Little shit like that. Little shit like that. I'm saying because, like you said, this petty ass country.
Word.
That's some petty ass shit.
He was submarine with it though.
For real.
He was submarine.
Let's stop doing because it's people don't we want to wash over the little what we call the little things. Oh, it don't matter. I just hit it and quit it. No, that's not how that works. You might think it is, but that's not how that works. There's a whole bunch of consequences and repercussions of what you did. It's going to reverberate back into your life again at some point. And we have to remember that everything you do sends out a vibration. How is that vibration going to come back to you? It's like throwing a rock into the water. It doesn't just slip into the water and nothing happens. It creates something. It creates waves. So we have to, all those things that we think are little, Musa, we do need more housekeeping. I think that, in my mind, I don't even want to say that because people think that I'm biased because of, but I honestly think that the music that the culture listens to has a lot to do with it. The television that the culture watches has a lot to do with it. We have to be more discerning in what we ingest, orally and orally. Like, we have to be orally, visually. We have to be more conscious in what we ingest, period. Last thoughts, my man.
Hey man, listen. First of all, I want to say thank y'all for rocking out with us, you feel me?
Word.
Shout out to GSR Radio North, you feel me, for having your boy Star Radio, we on top. I want to say shout out to CEO Jones, Trevor Rankin, BDS Live, Just Joyce, Auntie T, Brother Lazarus, you feel me, the Freedom Team. Hey man, listen. Before I get out of here, I want to say we don't talk about a lot of shows, and what all of those shows got in common is the channel that they on. But the one thing that I want to talk to you about is Channel Zero, and it all starts with you. You feel me? So tune in to Channel Zero. You heard? Word up. Stay focused out here, man. Have circular thoughts, man. Don't let your mind run off into too much negativity, man, because that's what they use to keep you back. You feel me? Master your high, you heard? This your boy Brooke Jers. I love y'all, man. Stay focused.
That's what it is. It's your man BBS Ahmad. I want to thank all of y'all for coming and joining us and bringing you in here. And I'm just gonna bring you on the show. We got time this summer for you to come and hang down here. We're gonna talk about the educational system with somebody who actually is, a part of it. Maybe we'll get a couple of them. But thank y'all, Yasin, Musa, Brazen News, Art. We're gonna do that when you come. Definitely we're gonna do that. That's gonna be awesome. Who else is Coco, Bathsheba, who else? I don't want to forget anybody. Cynthia, everybody who watched Nunu. I love you guys. Happy birthday to Alicia. I'm on my way to your party. I'm going to go, get myself together real quick. And there was something else. Oh, Humble. I forgot in the beginning of the show. Humble Beginners is tomorrow night, 30 Maple Avenue in Montclair, New Jersey. Come dressed to sweat. This is the best party that you are ever gonna be at. Like for serious. Because $20 you get dinner and all your drinks included for $20. You cannot do that nowhere early. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to come, again, it's 30 Maple Avenue on my Plain, New Jersey. Tomorrow it's party time. Get there around 9 to 10.
Don't be the first person that can join.
The Beat Brothers and the Humble family hold it down. Come on to the House of Humble tomorrow. Like the rap cats say, be humble. That's what I'm saying. Once again, my name is DVS Ahmad, the voice of soul. My man Brooke Jury. Shout out to Just Joy and the entire Freedom team. And we would not be here if it were not for these people right here. We got Cecilia, we got Tanya Champagne, we are in the Champagne room. So family, y'all have a wonderful weekend, have a safe weekend, enjoy yourselves, and don't forget, share your soul. Yo, I'm scouting for them articles. It's amazing. And you know, it's not that this shit is just happening. It's been happening all this time. It's just that we get so much news so quick. Like right now, it's always like right here. Somebody always wants something to report. So it's like, oh my God, you know, I thought I came out of here. And you better come back, y'all see. But let me know if you want to go to Humble tomorrow. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. We out of here. So, yeah, it's just that we get so much of it all the time right here in our face. When do we get upset about it? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm not like that.
Yeah, share that whole show. So I think I'm gonna,
Yes, sir. Oh, I am really trying to do it twice on Megga, Starr, and Gilbert. I'm trying to do that. Yeah, so,
yeah, man, another good showdown. Well, thank you for having me, man.
Word.